wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, a disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me, I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally weak. No mercy, all I got is working. Never stop searching, never quench the thirsty. I'm toxic and psychotic, with this logic you can't stop it. It's been chronic since I was a boy, so neurotic and chaotic.
Built to last with the webs I'm weaving. I could change the past with all I'm achieving. Got my foot on gas, never stop competing. If you break like glass, then this life's gonna eat 'em. Make mistakes real fast, then you learn how to beat 'em. If you take off the cast, you can see all the healing. If the pain's in the past, move on from the grave and put your foot on the gas. No, never stop competing, yeah. I've been doing this, I'm on it. I just wanna be iconic. Sipping on a gin and tonic, got me going off when I'm on this topic, yeah. If I ever play, I want it. You know that I'm always honest. Stay away from those who are toxic. Keep them out your face, no way, you don't want it, yeah. Don't try to drain my energy. The enemy is everything. It's mentally, unhealthily, spreading like a rare disease. But I won't let it get to me. I don't need your therapy. I can leave a legacy of leading by intensity. Come on, we can fight this. Freedom is priceless. Spread just like a virus. Living in a crisis. Do you feel courageous? Do you seek greatness? Trust me.
Hey guys, what is up? What is up? Welcome to MK Headlines episode number 74. I'm joined by my guys, Further AM, Tom Stakes, Next Shift Randy. We got a big show for you guys today. How's everyone doing?
Doing good. Doing good.
Yeah. All I gotta say is this. If you're watching the replay, please hit that like, hit that subscribe to everybody. The links are in the description. Because we got Jalen Hurts, baby. Jalen Hurts has been paid. Finally, it's been done. 5 years, $255 million with $179 million guaranteed. So, how do you guys feel about it? AM, we're going to start with you.
I feel great. I'm totally stoked about this contract. It shows that hard work deserves what you get. You get paid good for working hard. And what's great is the Howie Roseman worked out a way to barely hit a salary cap dent this year. I think it was like 4.7 mil. I have it like, hold on. Can I just get it up real quick?
Yep.
Where is it?
What are you looking up?
Oh. Yeah, down at the bottom, 4.7 mil. So, we'll round off about 4.8. So that's barely anything for a year. He gets $100,000 for a workout bonus. I mean, after the end of the year, I think it said that he gets 120 guaranteed when he signed. But at the end of 2024, he gets 179 mil guaranteed. I think that's what, or maybe it was like 140, but eventually it'll be 179 mil. But like his first year will be 63 mil. It was something crazy like that. You can go back to the picture. But yeah, I'm stoked he got the money he deserved. He worked hard. He got to the Super Bowl. We were all under projecting it a little bit. A lot of people were saying between like 44, between 47, max 40, 48, between 50. To see that 51,000 mark per year, that's amazing and well deserved.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Randy?
I just gotta say I'm really excited that he finally got, and by he I mean Howie Roseman, finally got the contract done. Like I said before, he got ahead of obviously the Joe Burrows, the Lamar Jacksons, and the Justin Herberts of the NFL. So now everyone's talking, oh, Jalen Hurts is the highest paid quarterback. For now, give it a week or two until somebody else's contract comes up, and they're going to be above that. So I love how he was able to get ahead of it. And also the other thing I love the most too is that the cap hits that we've seen for each year broke down, and Adam Schefter shared it out. 2023, 6.15. 2024, 13.56. Excuse me. 2025, 21.77. And then 2026, 31.77. That keeps the Eagles relevant. It's allowed them to go out and sign players. And also shows that Jalen Hurts isn't always really about the money. He's also about the team as well. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Tom, how about you? I know you and I talked a little before we started.
Yeah. Same thing that Further and Randy said. I mean, first of all, you have to be just happy for the person, Jalen Hurts. You know, he's so deserving of this. He works hard. And I tweeted it yesterday. And I wasn't trying to bash Carson Wentz at all when I said this, but going into Carson's fourth years when he got his extension, same as Jalen Hurts, but Carson didn't play in a playoff game at all. He had an ACL injury. He had a broken back. Jalen Hurts, giving him this contract, it seems a lot more like it's not as risky. It doesn't feel as risky. It feels like we've already seen this guy and what he can do, whereas when we paid Carson, it was more what we hoped he would be able to do. And unfortunately, he wasn't able to do it. And with Jalen, we really compensated him for how much work he already has put in. And I don't think that's going to change him at all. He's just not that type of guy. And you could just see how everybody around the league is saying congratulations to him. Even, Trayvon Diggs, who played with him in Alabama now, plays for the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, the guy's been praising him for over a year now. And it's just great to see. It feels great. We paid a guy that is so well respected, and we all love the guy, and the team all loves the guy. There's no questions about whether or not he deserved that money. And exactly what you guys said about the cap, being able to keep the cap hit down so we can continue to make moves. And there's a guy named Budda Baker who really, really praised the Eagles the last few days, who I think wants to be here, might just be here, and some of that cap might have to go to him. So Jalen keeping that cap space low. Shout out to his agent, Nicole Lynn, who's making history every day. And it's just a great thing, man. To have Jalen Hurts be part of the Eagles is a dream come true for us as fans that we waited so long for a quarterback like this, and he's perfect.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I also wanted to touch really quick as well. The fact that the second the guy lost the Super Bowl, all we've heard is he's been in the lab working on his craft, taking care of his body. That's also another thing that he does, I think personally, a little bit better than what Carson Wentz did, was take care of his body. Yeah, of course, like we put him in the predicaments of running and whatnot, but he's more likely to want to slide. So now he's probably going to learn the better increment slides that he can do that will not only benefit his longevity of his career, but also will benefit the team while running him. So I just love that I'm hearing. And obviously I heard he just got out of surgery to take out some of what you shared, Mitch, in your short there. So he's, again, taking care of himself, getting ready for the season. And another thing I want to touch on was what Ndamukong Suh said during his interview, that he compared him to Tom Brady in the sense of how he controls himself as not only a human being, but how he wants to be seen by his teammates as a leader, as somebody that you can lean on, as somebody that will literally grab the reins and the bulls by the horn and say, follow me, because guess what, boys? We going into this. And
look what he's done to the community.
So happy he's my quarterback. That's all I got to say.
Yep. Absolutely agree with all that. And for like you said further too, like in the community, in the locker room, and affecting players, it's just everything about this guy. Work ethic. It's great. It's awesome. Like there's nothing you can't say enough about him, which is a great thing.
Yeah. I just want to address this really quick before I have to say what I got to say. Philly 500, there was some miscommunication. We're working out something, so he will be on the show in the future, just not right now. So miscommunication. It happens. But for me, with this whole money thing, I said before he was going to get like a Patrick Mahomes type deal. Obviously, it's not 10 years, but I am so glad that it's a team-friendly deal. We're not like the Rams. Look at the Rams right now. They're trying to trade Allen Robinson to the Steelers.
I already did.
I know, but it didn't go through, right?
I saw Adam Schefter tweet it out earlier. I thought that the deal was done.
It's pending physical. It's pending a physical.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
Okay. A physical.
It's pretty.
Handicap your knee.
Yeah, they.
Well, Allen Robinson's been pretty injured the last few years, so I can see why the
I
Steelers.
drafted him in fantasy football this past year.
Yeah. That was a big bust of a pickup, and he almost came here. He almost came to Philly, and the Rams came in last minute, and that kind of led to us getting AJ Brown. And thank gosh, because man, that would have been
how the dominoes fell perfectly for us on that night.
That takes a little luck sometimes, you know.
yeah.
It was.
Yeah. And here's also something funny. I drafted Cam Akers as well.
Yeah, I know. And I tried.
I'm like, what are the odds?
And I tried trading him from you if you wouldn't let me happen. Thank God you didn't hit accept. I tell you that.
I'm not really a guy who does trades. Not really.
I learned that
hey, Jalen Hurts is the best quarterback in the NFC. He deserves his money. I am happy. He's 24 years old. Imagine 24 years old and getting this money. One of my good friends just turned 26, and he's like, dude, I'm 2 years older. What the hell? I just turned 26. I'm like, it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
He's been grinding since Alabama days, man. So it's like this kid is well deserving of it. There hasn't been anybody in the past couple of years, excuse me, that I've come out and been like, man, that guy's real, like Deshaun Watson, man, that guy's really deserving of that money. Nobody I feel is more deserving of this contract than Jalen Hurts. The guy has proven countless times. I mean, Christ, our own media, Phil media was like, oh, you guys drafted him in the second round. What a waste of a pick. That's going to be a bust draft pick, blah, blah, blah. Now he's the future quarterback of the Philadelphia Eagles.
It's insane. I mean, now I want to go to the draft real quick because do you think this changes up the 10th overall pick now since we got his deal done? Do you think it's going to change the way they go? Could they go offensive lineman with the 10th overall pick now? I mean, I think it's up in the air at this point. Whoever wants to take it, take it.
Well, you know me. You know what me and Joey Shakes were saying last week, man. Bijan Robinson couldn't be a better guy to take some of that pressure off Jalen Hurts, give him the ball a lot more, and keep him not running the ball. So that's my pick. I really want him, but I mean, I think you can't go wrong at 10 because you can pick a lot of guys that help Jalen Hurts or the defense. So I'm not exactly sure if the contract specifically makes any difference in the draft, but I think what it's going to do is clear the mind of our front office and allow us to kind of go and start to plot out what the rest of this team can look like. Because really through this free agency period, we've only signed players that are kind of like middling or 1 year players like a Terrell Edmonds or some of those other guys. So
yeah, Street.
Suppose that
Street as well, the defensive tackle.
Maybe a Street, Rashad Penny, guys that are just kind of 1 year, they're depth guys. But now I think they're going to start making those swings. The Buda Baker, the Devin White, start looking for guys like that. And honestly, if they don't come away with a running back in the draft, Joe Mixon and Dalvin Cook are both going to become available. So, I mean, they're going to start adding like bigger pieces to this team that are more, day one contributors, starters, things like that, where our holes are and plug them up. So I think it definitely impacts the offseason, but I'm not sure specifically if it impacts the draft exactly because the draft is so slotted in terms of how guys are paid with the rookie wage scales and stuff like that. So I'm looking for some moves now, Howie. I mean, we got the big one out of the way, and now it's time to make other moves that can fill the rest of this roster out and go get another chance at a ring.
What about do you think we could move back kind of like last year and then maybe instead of even drafting a player, we could get like an AJ Brown situation where we'll actually just pick up a player and give that pick away to another team?
It's possible. It's very possible. I don't know if a first round – I'm hoping we just draft 2 first-round players. Like every time we have 2 first-round picks, I feel like we're moving a pick or we're moving out or whatever the case is. So I hope we just are able to get 2 players. And then I like Friday just as much as I like the first round where you have the second and third round of the draft.
Yeah, that's where the fun is.
Yeah, because it's more unpredictable. And I think that making a trade, your second round pick or your third round pick to, get a guy, because I don't think Devin White or Buda Baker are worth first round picks in terms of, the leverage the teams have. I think you can get them for cheaper. So I think if we do see a trade this year, I think it might be on that second day of the draft. So I'm waiting on that more than anything. But I hope in the first round we just take some guys.
I wouldn't even I even wouldn't be surprised because we got so much plethora of draft picks next year. I wouldn't be surprised if Howie even dipped into that in a sense and was like, you know what, I'll use next year's draft capital to get guys this year, because I've been hearing a lot of rumors, and they talked about it on the NFL Live here earlier today, that they wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles used their 30th pick and traded it to get Budda Baker or something like that for that, right? So like you said, I would prefer them to potentially draft 2 young guys to, you know, bring into the system and get them acclimated and potentially be future stars of this team. But again, if they're going to use that 10th pick and they're going to either trade up, and get more capital for later in the draft and still end up getting a decent guy, say at 15 or 14 or 12 or wherever they end up moving back to, I would probably use that 30th overall and go get someone like a Budda Baker. I just, you know, there's a guy that you don't even have to worry about. You put him on the field and let him do his thing, right? There's no, ooh, he's a rookie, so we're gonna have rookie growing pains or something like that along those. I get where you're coming though, Tom. I'd definitely use a second or a third rounder or even a package of deal of picks to get Budda.
Right. If we could get him for less, sure. But if it takes 30th, I'm down for that too, because you're not going to find a better, more ready player at pick 30 to come in and play at a position. Like, there's no safety. Brian Branch from Alabama is the best safety, but he's probably not – well, he's not better than Budda Baker. So if it comes down to that, you're going to trade for Budda Baker. And Budda Baker, and you know what I also really love is, number one, his age. He's 27 years old, so he's he's right in his prime, right where you want to sign a nice, like, 4-year deal, 4-year extension. And also, he was an Arizona captain, so he has leadership ability, and you're not just bringing in a guy that kind of just, like, got in there and played and fit in. He really is vocal. He's that kind of player. Like, C.J. Gardner-Johnson was kind of that culture setter that we brought in. We lost that. So bringing in another guy that's got that intangible thing, it's definitely worth bringing that into this locker room. And he seems like, I mean, did you guys see what he said today about Nick Sirianni?
Yeah, he loves him.
Yeah,
he really likes Nick Sirianni. Yeah.
Adams, and specifically mentioned the Eagles coach. That's someone he really likes. So again, it's an emotional guy. You guys, I know you saw the Hard Knocks last year. I think it was the in-season Hard Knocks where he was like crying because they were losing, and he was in the locker room screaming at the team saying he's still losing. Guy like that is exactly. He was the guy that ran down DK Metcalf when Metcalf was basically clear as gone to get that touchdown, and Budda Baker ran. It was the other way around.
Oh, sorry. That's right. Budda still, yeah. That's right. Sorry.
But yeah, he's a superstar. I mean, he's since day one of the league, he's been really, really good, and I love that number 3, and it's open because Zach Pascal left. So number 3, Budda Baker in Philly as a safety. Have him, have Darius Slay and James Bradbury for the next few years in our secondary. You're set. You don't have to worry about that. Like you said, put him in. We're set. So I still feel like
Reed Blankenship's going to have a huge year. And what better than for him to learn from C.J. Gardner-Johnson and then bring in a Budda Baker and then have him pick his brain. Like, you're talking about 2 guys that on a fly know what it takes to get in there, read whether it's a run, zone, or it's a pass, and get in there and thump a dude. So yeah, like you said, I wouldn't be pissed if they used the 30th. I mean, look at what happened last year. The Eagles were picked to take Treylon Burks, and then all of a sudden, breaking news: the Eagles made a move, and it's AJ Brown. So it's like there you go again. We might be picked to take someone at 30, but that pick could be used to bring somebody in for the exact same position, but even better of a player.
Yep, absolutely, totally agree. And like you said, we have a lot of picks next year. We have an extra second. We have 5 picks in the top 100. So.
Plus the compensatory picks that they're expecting us to get from this year for next year. So yeah, you're right. Like, we got a couple extra 5s, we got an extra 6.
I think we have an extra 3 from Javon Hargrave.
So like 6 or like 4 6s or 4 5, something crazy like
something
4
crazy
5s.
Like that. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's crazy.
I was like, dude, we have like 4 or 5.
We have picks next year we can unload off of. So
like 3 4s. I was like, good Lord.
And you know they're not going to use them all, so you're right. I feel like that's going to be our ammo for this year to try to get more picks for this year, or potentially either get players in to fill spots. So I'm excited as an Eagle fan. How can you not be right now? Like this is great time.
Yes, I know. Building around Jalen Hurts, we know that this is the guy. Right? We don't. There's no discussion, no debate. You don't like it, go and hate, but
go find a new team. Go find a new team because for the next 5 years, this is our guy. So go find a new team.
Right?
Man.
Yeah. Go buy yourself a pop down and make a D and shut the fuck up.
I think this is the first time in like how many years that we haven't had a quote unquote quarterback controversy. Like, can we throw that in there? When was the last time we had like a solidified starting quarterback? Wentz?
Yeah.
Before he got injured?
Yeah, but even before then, it was like they were always talking. Yeah, it was
We
tough.
tried Michael Vick
McNabb,
out.
maybe McNabb.
I guess it had to be McNabb, right?
We tried to do Mark Sanchez.
Yeah, you feel
Sam Bradford.
Yeah, Bradford was brutal. You feel safer about this guy than guys in the past.
We even went as low as Tim Tebow. We were all stoked on that the first game.
I wasn't. I wasn't.
We were like, oh, as a backup, something good might happen. It's kind of like Mariota right now.
Remember Matt Barkley?
Yeah, Barkley. All those experiments are over, man. We really got our guy. And speaking of Marcus Mariota, man, I mean, great backup too, right? Good backup, and like Joey said, man, never felt so comfortable in my life, and that's how everybody feels, man. That's how everybody feels. It's a mutual feeling. I mean, there's some trolls out there still,
whatever
talking trash, and nobody cares though, because last year and this month, the things we were talking about last year, we were talking about if this guy is, even worthy of being a starting quarterback. And now there's no questions asked whether you thought so last offseason or not. We saw how he played, and now it's answered. Now we know what he brings to the table. So it really makes everything else so much more fun and easy to not have to worry about the quarterback position and just start building.
Well, shoot, Tom, you mentioned it. I mean, after the first round exit against the Bucs, everybody was saying, "Oh, Jalen Hurts isn't the guy." Yet he was dealing with a high ankle sprain and still decided to play that dang game. So you got to give him props for that as well. Yep. And then we seen this year what happened when he got hurt. We were like, "Oh shoot!" Right? So it's like kind of like pump your brakes a bit. But like you said, then he took that last year and was like, "Okay, I got to the playoffs. Now I got to do better for my team." And then he went in the offseason and trained with the right guys. Went and got a better healthy diet, put on some muscle. And worked on his craft, and look what happened this year. Bona fide MVP until he got hurt. Everybody was saying, "Oh, it's Jalen Hurts. It's probably going to be."
Hey, real quick, Joey Shakes, you're still there. Joey Shakes, if you're still there, I sent a link in your DMs on Twitter. If you would like to join us real quick and give your opinion about this whole Jalen Hurts contract, you're more than welcome to join. So check out Twitter DMs. Sent you the link. If you're watching still, you're more than welcome to join. Continue the conversation.
More well, but
I mean, exactly what Randy was saying, man. He put the work in. He worked with a mechanics coach in California. He was working with the guy that trained Brady and Breeze and all those guys, and switched his diet up a little bit. I mean, and he even
called AJ and he was like, "Let's get to work." Like it was like draft day. Like as soon as we traded for him, he was like, "Let's go." So I love Jalen Hurts, man. Let's go.
I need to get myself a Jalen Hurts jersey.
Yeah, right.
I need to get one.
Randy, don't you have the one with the number 2 or number what was it?
I got you guys. Hold on. Let me tap in real quick.
Okay.
Let's show them all.
Oh my
God. Ready?
Yeah, go for it, bro.
First one. Just the number 1 in green. I mean, classic. You can't go wrong with the number 1 in green, right?
Right.
Of course.
Then you got to prove you have been a fan for a while. So you got the number 2, right?
Yeah.
Black number 2, Jalen Hurts. Rookie.
Right on the wall, bro. Right on the wall. Right next to one of my favorite running backs.
Wow.
A game worn Jamal Charles jersey.
I had to go with a custom joint. And I got the retro with the patch. I actually had my aunt taper up the sleeves a little bit to make this real, because it's a custom. It's a fake from China. It's a DH gate.
I was just gonna say, I don't care. Where did you get that? I want to grip one.
Right, I've never seen anything like it.
Yeah.
And then we got the helmets, bro. We got the helmets.
And I got my helmet back there too. But Yeah, I mean, I got that from you guys ever hear of dhgate.com?
Yep.
Like the fake bootleg jerseys, yeah. So
Yeah.
I ordered like the retro. They have like Randall Cunningham, Jerome Brown, Reggie White, Harold Carmichael. They have all the a shop. One of the sellers has all those. So I just messaged him and was like, "Could I get a name, custom name and number?" I paid an extra $10. It was like $30 total. Like whatever, it don't matter. That's nothing. And I got Jalen Hurts with the number 1, and he sent it out. And I had my aunt kind of like, it was like all boxy and big. So I was like, this don't look that good. So I had my aunt. She's really good with like sewing and all that. So I like had her like kind of cut it so it was like and sew it up so it was like perfectly fit. So yeah, it kind of looks like a real custom, like authentic.
Damn, I gotta get me. I just found the site. This might be game over for the White. You hide the bank card.
Yeah, they take a while. They take a while to get out there. They might take 2 to 3 weeks to ship out to you, but it comes from China. So like, I mean, it's kind of, you just kind of, I just got a Trey Turner from a Phillies. I don't know if you guys watch the Phillies, but I just got a Trey. I have a Bryce Harper from that. I have like 30 NBA jerseys from that site. They all look awesome too. I mean, they look great. They're stitched. They look real. So
I'm a big boy, so I got to go 5XL. Like I'm one of them thick motherfuckers. So I just ordered my Vladdy Jr. jersey, and it cost me $300. So if I can cut down on the price a little bit, it'd be nice.
I'm telling you, you get on that site and there. I mean, I order like a medium, and it's like it fits me like a large because their sizes are a little big. So like as a bigger size guy, you'll be able to find
like a 3 or 4.
Get a 3X, 4X, and it'll be fine. So yeah, just order a few. I mean, they're so cheap that you can like mess around, like order 2 of them different sizes and see which one fits, and then whatever with the other one, if it don't fit, just hang it up or something. Like,
well, I've always what I've always wanted to do with the jersey was get 2 jerseys of the same player, cut it in half, and then have it stitched, but the jerseys will be 2 different colored jerseys. So if you're repping the dude from for different squads or maybe home and away jersey or something like that. So I've always wanted to do that. So I might do that with this. So be on the lookout.
There you go. Awesome. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
There you go. So further, didn't you have something you wanted to say? There was something in the private chat you wanted to say, or
no, I just sent out the link of Joey Shakes is here.
No, it was hold on. Oh, you wanted to talk about the rod. What was it? The surgery.
Randy brought up a procedure that happened, a surgery with Jalen Hurts, where they removed some hardware out of his ankle that has been there since he was in Alabama in 2018. And what's interesting, I just thought it was interesting. I just made a funny little thing with Jalen Hurts looking like the Terminator, just getting the hardware out. He's fully functional now. All operations are working. Now we're at full capacity.
Yep. Yeah, I didn't know he had that. Honestly.
I didn't know either. I can't believe it was running around like he did,
with metal in his ankle to keep it, whatever. But I mean, maybe probably be a little more comfortable at this point. Now he probably feels a little bit more loose in that ankle when it gets healed, and hopefully it helps him. I mean, I don't know how much better the guy can get on the ground. He's lethal on the ground, so if he can get any better with his legs and his feet, then great.
Yeah. If I hear him at the line and all of a sudden he audibles and he goes, I'm instantly thinking about that picture right there. You said it. He's like, no, get to the chopper now, ready. And I'm losing my mind. I'm thinking of you right away just because of that.
Yeah, he's an ultimate scrambler. I can't imagine now. It must feel so much better having it removed, I would imagine.
Ooh.
And imagine that tissue scar, because I'm sure he's going through physical therapy as well at the same time. And I'm sure the Eagles are paying a lot of money for it. Make sure especially with the amount of money they're giving him, he's getting the full treatment, ice baths. He's going to the spa, get hot. It's like hot, cold. They're probably twisting his ankle all sorts of ways, getting the tissue scar out for next season.
You know what else we didn't talk about? We didn't talk about a really important thing about this contract, and it's that Jalen Hurts, for the first time in Eagles history, has a no trade clause.
And
that's just
we're going to bring that up next.
Right.
That shows the level of commitment. It's something that Howie Roseman is he. I mean, that's kind of Howie's known for being petty. He traded J.J. Arcega-Whiteside to the Seahawks. He traded Jalen Reagor to the Vikings. So we picked, those guys over DK Metcalf, who plays for the Seahawks.
Ironic, right? Yeah, that's almost like.
And then Howie goes and he trades Carson Wentz, and then he gives the next quarterback a no trade clause in his contract. He loves that petty stuff that he's like a rapper that's really good at beefing with guys and really getting under their skin. And I think Howie prides himself on being a little bit of a troll and kind of rubbing it in. So I loved it, and I love that he has the no trade clause because it just shows it. I don't know.
By the way, AJ,
but he must be a Giants fan or something, isn't he?
No, he's a Buccaneers guy. He's a Buccaneers guy. We didn't have
if
to.
he's a Buccaneers fan, he should know very well, more than anything, that a quarterback gets paid for what they're expecting from him, not for what he's done. So right now, they're giving Jalen Hurts his contract, saying, "You just got us to the Super Bowl, and we barely missed winning it. So now we're going to give you this fat payday because we expect you to bring us there almost, if not every year." So right now, he's being paid for what they expect out of him, not for what he's done. Of course, a little bit that has to do with it, but for the most part, they're paying him for what they expect out of him now moving forward.
And I'd like to just add in there, they trust him. They wouldn't just give this man his money. He's shown the community. He's shown that he wants to stay in Philadelphia. He's shown that he's been an outstanding person. I mean, all around, through the locker room and through the facility. I mean, if you wanted a quarterback that was just open-hearted and true to Philly, I mean, who better than Jalen Hurts? He brings it 1,000% to my thought. I mean, the man stays after work probably as long as the coach.
You just mentioned the team believes in him. You just mentioned that. There's a team up there that hasn't paid their quarterback yet, Lamar Jackson. You want to talk about believing in their quarterback? The Eagles believe in Jalen Hurts because they also gave him, like Tom said, the no movement clause as well.
Exactly.
So,
and that's the first time in Eagles history that's ever happened too.
And if that guy's a Bucs fan, like you guys said, cool, sounds good. Where we play the Bucs this year, they're gonna get their asses kicked. So
enjoy Baker. Enjoy Baker Mayfield.
We didn't have a quarterback that cheated. We didn't have a quarterback that cheated.
Yeah.
He's gonna terminate the NFC East next season.
Yep, but yeah.
Plus, they paid for the Super Bowl. We didn't. We earned it.
Right.
Yep.
Well, we did. Shoot, Carson Wentz was having an MVP year. If we didn't have Nick Foles as our backup, who knows how this team would have went? But the rest is history. So, he went out and paid and got the biggest cheater of all time in Tom Brady. So yeah, he won his.
Is this a poker move by Howie? Is this like Rob said, Philly Sports Talk? Is this like a card move here saying that we're going to lay down this amount of money? And like you said earlier, Randy, this is like now Burrow and like Herbert. These quarterbacks are going to have to even get more money, which means it's going to get less assets to the rest of their team. So now it literally, as us, we're thinking smartly because now we're getting the best value.
Yeah.
Plus the cap hit. Sorry, Tom. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna second that. Like, that was a big thing in this contract, is that it doesn't only come at a good cost cap hit wise for us. You were probably about to say that, Randy, but it also comes at before Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert, like you mentioned, and then Lamar Jackson and Dak Prescott is going to be asking for an extension as well. And that's what happens when guys. And then you know what? If Aaron Rodgers gets traded to the Jets, guess what? He's going to want $55 million a year because Hurts got 51. So we got in front of this. And like Randy, you said it right when the show started. He's the highest paid player in NFL history right now. Wait 2-3 weeks. He's going to be the sixth highest paid player in the league right now.
Exactly. So
it's like it's you get ahead of that. Josh Allen right now gets $43 million a year. He's sixth behind a bunch of those guys. So it's like every year that was so ridiculous when he got that contract. Everyone's, oh my God, $43 million a year. Now that's sixth in the league. So it just goes up every year. And how he got ahead of it, he made a move and they found a way to get it done. So I couldn't be happier that we beat everybody else to the punch.
And during this Watson right now is second. Is that correct? Watson is second.
I think so.
Rodgers.
It's fully guaranteed.
Oh, okay.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
So Rodgers, and then I think it's him, and then like that. But what I was going to say also too is the fact that, like you just mentioned, Tom, the Eagles head office was proactive, and they were like, we got to get ahead of this. Like, obviously, they're not saying that, Jalen, you're no better than the Joe Burrows and the Herberts and the Jacksons. No, they're saying we get ahead of you because whatever they're going to make, Burr or Hurts is going to have to succeed that a little bit. He's going to say, well, they're getting that, and look what I just did for you. So I think no, they got ahead of it. Now it's like, now Burrow and the Herberts crew got to go and go, well, Hurts got that, I want something similar. And they're going to come back and say, well, what have you done for us lately? Right. So it's like, that's where the cat and mouse game is going to be. But I do feel like this contract in, say, a month's time from now, we're not even going to be mentioning Hurts. We're going to be like, wow, Burrow got that. Well, when Herbert got that, wow. Yeah. So it's going to be, I love how the head office just said, screw it. Let's get ahead of this and let's get it done now.
Yep. Perfect.
Perfect. This is nothing better. Wait.
Does anybody know how long Howie's here for? Like, when's his contract up too? Because
didn't they just give him another extension? This is it, right?
2025, I thought.
Yeah, I think so. Like last year, 2 years ago.
Okay.
Like that.
You know what? I'm glad Tom's here and Randy, and I brought it previously up to you, Mitch, is comparing Jalen Hurts' stats with like the first 5 years of McNabb. I'm gonna bring up the stats. I've already got it right here, ready to go. You just take a real quick. This is Jalen Hurts. It's his passer completion right here, where CMP is percentage. Then you have his yards, his TDs, and his interceptions at the very end here. Now I'm gonna just show you the beginning of.
Is that just pass yards or all
of McNabb? And you can see he's already surpassed McNabb. You can already see that he's passed him on interceptions. He's got fewer interceptions. He's got a way better – he's already surpassed the 60% passer completion. I'll go back here. If you look, his passer completion has gotten over 60 the past 2 years. If you look at McNabb, it took him 7 years to finally get, and he got a 64 on his passer completion.
That was the year we went to the Super Bowl.
Right, and I'm just showing, he's already got the 3,700 yards passing. You can see here, you don't see that anywhere close. And never, I think it was 2008 was where he finally did with 3,900. So he had been an Eagle for a long time. That's where we had that almost chance to go to the Super Bowl, and we lost the Arizona Cardinals in the NFC Championship in Arizona, and that's where Arizona lost to the Steelers. But just looking at Jalen Hurts' first 3 years, I'm impressed, and that's where you can see where this money came from. It's no doubt that if you compare McNabb and Hurts right there statistically, Jalen Hurts is already doing better than McNabb.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd say he's got a couple more receivers than Donovan had early in his career.
Yeah.
Say that
we were dealing with Todd Pinkston.
It's
Freddie Mitchell, Fred Edge.
It's a passing league, and you kind of have to. And I think that the big thing that McNabb and Hurts both have in common is that they were both brought in as kind of like these dual threat guys that most people thought were just, some sort of gimmick, and they'd fade away and they wouldn't be able to adapt to the NFL in terms of being a pro style drop back quarterback and have those skills as well. And I think both of them proved that that's very, possible. Maybe McNabb a little ahead of his time in that way, where, him and Mike Vick were both those kind of dual threat guys, and Donovan McNabb really refined his passing and became a better passer as time went on. I think Jalen Hurts is only scratching the surface in that way, and I think we're going to see a much better Jalen next year too.
Going back to the Michael Vick, I'm glad you actually brought that up. Michael Vick versus McNabb, where McNabb was on Clemson, Michael Vick was on Virginia Tech. They faced each other, and that was one actual game you can still watch today on YouTube, and McNabb beat Michael Vick.
He was on Syracuse.
Sorry, Syracuse. Excuse me.
I was like, wait a minute.
I didn't mean to say Clemson. I meant New York, not South Carolina. I mean South Carolina. I meant New York. Syracuse, New York, not New York. Sorry, I got the two mixed up. I thought I was talking about New York here.
Yeah.
I mean, by the time McNabb got Deshaun and Macklin, it was already too late.
It was a little late.
And it was the opposite. Tom fixed me, so it's all good. We're all messed up today.
No, McNabb definitely had the early years where he had no receivers, and then they got T.O. for the 1 year. But when he got D. Jackson, Jeremy Maclin, you saw McNabb was a refined passer by that point and made the most of that. And I think Jalen working with these guys from a young age with AJ and Devontae and Dallas Goedert, and having this offensive line is only helping his development fast track. And I think you're going to see an even more refined passer next season. His mechanics are great. I mean, you see his throwing motion and his just everything he does is smooth, and I think it's only going to get better. So I'm excited to see not only what he, can be as a threat and a playmaker, but just his skill set going up every year, just that trajectory. And I think that's a big reason why they paid him, like you guys were saying, for what he's expected to do and how hard he's expected to work. And he expects that out of himself more than anything. So it's a win-win for us.
I think the only complaint I can give about Jalen Hurts real quick for going off of that is just he needs to stop forcing things and do what Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers do and just dig it into the dirt and throw the ball away. He needs to just learn to win, to give up. And there's certain situations where I think he forces it a little too much, and I love that. I love he's trying to see if it can get in that one spot, which you've seen even during the Redskins game where Devontae Smith's like upside down on Fuller, and he's like laying it up on his head, and he's like jumping like 8 because he knows he can get that one to Devontae Smith because they've worked together in Alabama. But still, he needs to literally just calm down a little bit. I love that where he risks it, but certain situations he needs to now I think he needs to just cool it and just know when to dig in the dirt and to risk. I don't want him to get injured. That's the big thing. Injury. Learn to when to give up. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to see him run as well, but just learn when you're going to get killed. Just stop.
I think that's
offensive line in the first round.
That'll come in time. That'll come in time just because.
And he's already good at it. I'm not saying he's bad at it.
He's a young quarterback still. You got these defensive coordinators trying to throw hidden schemes at you, and it may look like one thing in front of you. You look down, hut the ball, grab the ball, look up, and it's a completely different scheme, and you're like, wait, what the hell? So, like you said, I love the dog in him. Absolutely, I love the fact that he never thinks a play's never over and a guy's is always open, but. Right. For me, instead of chucking it in the ground, shoot it to your check down guy. Shoot it to your running back. Let him get a couple garbage yards. Because in the NFL, 1 or 2 yards still means you're moving the chains. And as long as you're moving the chains, the clock is running. And as long as the clock is running, you're winning the game. So just keep it going. So, yeah, I agree with that. But what I wanted to say was I like the fact that also A.J. Brown's locked up long-term, and now so is our quarterback. So now the two guys that are going to be pillars for our offense, obviously being Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown. Now look out, NFL. Like, here we go. Like, y'all thought we were messing around last year. I know we lost Shane Steichen, but I'm just excited.
That's another thing, though. Brian Johnson, man, I mean, he's going to unlock Jalen Hurts to another level, too. And I'm sure he's very happy that his longtime kind of guy that he mentored at a young age, friends with his family, I'm sure they're all thrilled to have seen this contract happen. And Brian Johnson with that big promotion, and then you saw today, this morning, then the news came out that they restructured Jordan Mailata's contract. So that's another guy that's so willing to bend over backwards for Jalen Hurts, and that's his left tackle, and that's so important. He's young. He's got a long-term deal, but he's willing to continue to move that money around and be flexible because they all want the same thing. They all want to win. They don't want to come up short again. They just don't. And it's all for one, really, with this team. It couldn't be more of it couldn't feel like more of a family again. And that's really what you work so hard to achieve in the NFL. And I think that family is only going to grow in these next coming weeks. And we're right back at it in September, man. It's exciting times.
And like you mentioned too, Tom, the fact that Jordan Mailata, Lane Johnsons, the Fletcher Cox, the Jason Kelsey's, they like those guys, Kelsey's and the Cox, they could have taken maybe better deals somewhere else on a 1-year deal to potentially win with another team, but they took a hometown discount to stay here. And a hometown discount doesn't mean that they took like $10 million off, but they saved money by keeping them here, and in return, the players that are already here with long-term contracts see that, and they're like, we're a family. Like, we don't have no big egos here. Where it's like, I think I'm worth this much, and I don't care. I'm not moving my salary. I think I actually need to be restructured because I deserve more. It's like, no, we got guys saying, no, toss money this way. You need some money to go that way. Because in the end, we all just want to win. And that's the team that I'm really excited for this year, is the team that's got Jalen Hurts under contract. You got the Jordan Mailata's restructuring. Who knows what's going to happen in the draft? we could end up with one of generational type running backs in Bijan Robinson and a safety and Buda Baker. And that for me, I think would steal the draft personally, in my opinion. But I'm excited. I'm excited, man. I get so excited. Like,
and you know what? You mentioned, about how everybody wants to win and wants to move money around. That's why CJ Gardner-Johnson's not here, because he didn't he turned us down to try to make more money, and he ended up getting less.
Dude, he could have made so much money off jerseys alone if he stayed. What was he thinking? Was his manager dumb? Like, you're in Philly. It's like the most diehard sports city ever. You could make your money just off jerseys alone.
Yeah, for sure.
Just go do some signing.
I don't think it was his agent as much as I think it was CJ Gardner-Johnson being
himself.
Basically,
really, yeah.
He's like he had him for such a high pillar. He's like, I'm worth this, and I ain't budging off this. And then look what happened. Like you said, Tom. So you're right. That showed us that he wasn't so much about the team as he was worried more about himself. And we get that, obviously, 100%. Get the bag, get over, however as much money as you can possibly too. But in the end, you're in this game to win. To do one thing is leave a legacy and potentially win a Super Bowl. And right now, he had an opportunity here and he went somewhere else. I'm not saying the Lions are going to be garbage next year. They were one of the surprising teams this year. One game off of potentially making it in the playoffs. And like they say, you mess around and find out and you never know what happens. But they made some moves and they're going to be making good picks in the draft.
A Super Bowl in their history, though. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know what he's thinking. Like if you're going to Super Bowl, that's the worst team to go to.
It was money. The market dried up and all of a sudden he was told, here's your contract. You can either take it or leave it, and we could either get less moving forward.
And he cut himself $4 million loss.
Take anything.
He got.
I'm pretty sure the Eagles were going to give him 12. Correct?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He was offered more here, and he turned it down because he thought he was worth too much. And that's really what it was. That was the issue right there. So he misplayed that big time, and that showed the Eagles everything they kind of needed to know about him. And they said, "Look, man, you're not going to make us change our budget for you because we already offered you." So now he's going to have a chance to prove it. But that's and like you said, go get your bag, go get your money. Do what's best for you, do what's for the deal like that. But we have guys here that think the best thing for them is to win and play here. So that's really what we're looking for, and we'll take care of them. Howie Roseman takes care of players who pour their all out into this team. So it happens time after time. And if he thought elsewise, then go ahead. But I think that we're definitely in good hands with just what we have here and what we're building. So couldn't be sleep over that at all.
Yeah, what I said, I made this hot take like a week or two. I forget when. I have the Lions winning that division. I really think Minnesota's a fraud this past year. Green Bay, I don't even know what they're doing. And then Chicago, there.
Chicago may have had a good offseason. Detroit has those two teams. We've never really seen that in a while, at least. That Detroit and Chicago are the young upcoming teams in that division, because it was Favre and Rodgers for so long, and it was now Minnesota's a solid team. But really, I really could. That's a good take. Detroit could be Chicago coming up. I mean, you never know. It's really on the
DJ Moore, Chase Claypool.
Exactly. Yeah, they have some.
I know they lost Montgomery, but they got Cole Kmet. They have
they signed a couple LB, TJ Edwards and Tremaine Edmonds. So they got some bulk defense. They added that, and I think that they could be a surprise team. It's just going to depend on Justin Fields, what he does, what he can do. And then I think the Lions are a really solid team. I think that Jared Goff's I've always been a fan of Jared Goff, believe it or not. And I think he's solid. And I'm looking to see what they do in the draft with it. They have 2 first-round picks.
Thank you. Yes, that's who else I was talking about, Darnell Mooney as well. But yeah, I love Amos St. Brown. That kid is a baller of a receiver, man.
And they have James Williams too.
Yeah. Yeah, because we kind of forgot about him, right? Because of the injury and then coming back so late in the season. You're right. So yeah, wow. And then the surprise was though them moving off of T.J. Hawkinson and sending him to a rival in the Vikings. But
yeah, that was weird.
That's a different story. But yeah, look how good they did after that though. It's like, wait, what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's gonna
what pick do the Lions have anyway?
I can't wait. Sorry.
6 and 18.
Yeah, the Lions. They got 2 picks in the first round. Yeah, top 20.
The Rams. They have They have the sixth pick because of the Rams, the Stafford trade. Stafford.
right.
So that's why they have the sixth pick because the Rams were so bad.
I hate to say this, but I think they're going to go with Jalen Carter at 6.
Maybe
Put along with Hutchinson.
they traded Jeff Okuda so they could be in the market for that Christian Gonzalez guy, that corner. And to be honest, if I was them, I'm taking a quarterback. I'm just taking a quarterback at 6 because when are they ever going to pick 6 again? They could be an actually good team. If they pick a quarterback and sit him behind Goff for a year, that would be like one of those, in the top 10, there's always that like, oh my gosh, that team picked that guy. I think it could be the Lions with a quarterback or the Seattle Seahawks with a quarterback, honestly, to sit behind their veteran, let them learn for a year or two.
You mentioned too, like they go quarterback high, they could still end up with like a Nolan Smith with their second pick in the top 18 as well. So
well, still a really good, or they could take like Christian Gonzalez 6th overall. Like wow, they just nabbed a top end corner, and then they trade up from 18 into that range. Like the Eagles might want to trade back. That could be a trade partner. They're 18. They take Anthony Richardson at 10. That would be a steal. Like getting that kind of talent at 10. If he starts dropping, that's going to be a really, really interesting thing to watch. So,
yeah. And you got to keep it then too. Like you just mentioned, Anthony Richardson, dome team. So like, when it's cold and stuff, you don't have to worry too much about it. So that rocket of an arm can stay healthy. So
exactly.
I really think Anthony Richardson is going to Carolina. I just have that feeling. I don't know why.
I think it's Bryce Young. Do you see the report?
No.
Bryce Young canceled all his other pre-draft visits after he visited with Carolina. I think it's I think it's a lot. Yeah,
I heard the Texans are thinking of moving out of the first round as well.
Yeah, I don't get why they
would
do
do wild.
Second overall, just take the quarterback. CJ Stroud probably, right? Or they can go Anthony Richardson, but
or it might surprise us with a Will Levis move. Who freaking knows?
So out of those top 4 picks, I think it's Stroud, Bryce Young, and Will Anderson that are guaranteed. Who's the 4th one? Who's the out of the top 4? Those 3 seem like locks. Is it Tyree Wilson from Texas Tech?
Wow.
Who's the 4th pick?
4th is Colts. So they could be a quarter. It could be a quarterback, but the Cardinals at 3, definitely not a quarterback, right? So it's going to be that Tyree Wilson guy or Will Anderson. Those 2 DNs. That's probably the 3rd spot. Obviously, Carolina's the quarterback. Texans, I think they're bluffing. I think it's a quarterback. So really, if it's Young, Stroud, Will Anderson, or Tyree Wilson, then the Colts come up. Do they take Will Levis or Anthony Richardson, or do they do something crazy and not pick a quarterback and have quarterback drop to 5 to the Seahawks, 6 to the Lions? I mean, I'm speculating on draft outcomes right now, man.
I heard Jim Irsay said enough's enough. He's like, I want Will Levis. He's like, he just wants his future quarterback. And I just don't see the fit, though. I just don't see the fit.
Yeah, I don't like him, man. I
don't like him as a football player either. I'm real like you. Yeah, I've just never seen it in him, to be real. I heard he was injured a lot last year, but yeah, I'd
love it if they picked him, though, because then that heightens the chance of 4 quarterbacks going before our pick, which only drops more players to us. That leaves cornerbacks and DNs and D tackles available for us at 10. So if they go Young, Stroud, Richardson, and Levis in the top, that'd be huge. It's 40% of the top 10 is quarterback, so that'd be huge.
I just don't think the Cardinals are going to take a quarterback. I think that's where Will Anderson might go.
It's going to be that 3rd spot. They want to trade apparently, so we'll see if someone moves up. But we'll see, man. I mean, I'm thinking who could move up. I mean, maybe the Lions. What if the Lions really do love a quarterback and they go from 6 to 3 to get Anthony Richardson and sit him for a year? That'd be a really interesting play.
Where do the Seahawks pick? Because we know Geno's not their long-term answer.
5.
Ooh.
That's a prime time spot, in my opinion, for Jalen Carter, honestly. If they don't want quarterback, Jalen Carter could be their pick at 5.
But don't they have 2 picks in the first round as well, Seattle?
Jalen Carter is going to be gone by top
so they
5.
Can use that other pick for quarterback, like you said, if someone falls.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
I would love Jalen Carter.
Yeah.
This draft's going to be wild because we don't know the war rooms. We don't know what like we could speculate from the outside and say, well, they need this player and need this player, but in their heads they're like, we might just retool and say we're going to get this guy. When this guy's contract's down, we're done with that, and we'll just move on and go with him. So it's like, but then you'd be like, well, why are you wasting such a high pick on something? But it's like because we think that's our guy. Like,
It's crazy. This draft is going to be I think one of the more unpredictable, wild drafts because all these teams that have 2 first-round picks because of all those quarterback trades, like Seahawks have the Broncos 5th overall pick, the Lions have the Rams 6th overall pick, we have the Saints 10th overall pick. There's so many of those. Like, it's a luxury to have that. And these are all good teams. Seahawks are a good team. Lions were the Eagles were in the Super Bowl, and they all have top 10 picks. So it's like this is like the first. When's the last time that many teams that were like actually decent teams had also had top 10 picks all in the same year? It's going to be pretty wild to see how they use all that and which team does the best with managing that luxury pick and which team picks the wrong guy. So one of them is going to pick the wrong guy. It's not us.
Yeah, I like you just mentioned. I got this gut feeling that if Christian Gonzalez falls, like you said, Jeff Kudo went to the Falcons. Christian Gonzalez would fit perfect on their defense. So wow.
I really want Gonzalez on the Eagles just so I can see him in the number 0.
As an Oregon Ducks fan, that's why I got the Chargers symbol above me is because of Justin Herbert. I love that man. But yeah, I got Jalen Hurts, so it don't matter. But I'm an Oregon Ducks fan. I love Noah Sewell. If he can end up being an Eagle late in the draft when we end up picking him, I would be so happy.
Dude, him and Maddox fighting out in the offseason.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to fall that far.
Is that Penei Sewell's brother?
Yes, that's his brother. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. And he plays linebacker. I don't know much about him. I saw him a couple times.
He plays linebacker. He's got that old school neck roll. So he's like when he puts his head down, it's like he's like thick man, like just a. You thought Penei Sewell was pretty big. Wait, Noah Sewell is just as big, and he can fucking thump. Yeah, so it's like, I want him as an Eagle. I would love him as an Eagle. When I do mock drafts, I always take him. I always go and grab him.
Yeah,
that's true. I can vouch.
Yeah,
I'm definitely gonna check out some mock drafts as we get closer.
Yeah, you should. Yeah.
I've done a couple.
We've done so many. Like, it's insane.
We gotta do one more before the draft.
Yeah, we'll do that next week. We'll do that next week with King Kincaid. He's gonna hop on. So
I think I'm gonna actually live stream the top 10 picks on my channel for the draft on next Thursday. So just to get my live reaction to who we pick.
We're actually going to be live as well. We got a big watch party. You can join, and I'll put your channel on there if you want.
Yeah, me and my buddy were going to do it on ours, but I mean, just let me know. Just send the link, and I'll hop on for a bit, maybe after our picks, and kind of more down and see what happens with you guys.
I'll let you know. I'll let you know. With the Jalen Hurts, the biggest monkey off our back. Now we got to go to the draft, and I don't think
subscribe to Tom. The link is in the details. I read all our channels. So whoever channel you're listening to right now, you open up that detail.
Right, doing this on purpose, bro.
All our links are there. Make sure you go give a like, subscribe to all our channels. Thank you everyone for supporting right now. It means so much. Just liking, not even subscribing, just giving a like.
Really, you're gonna laugh.
Out the channel.
You're gonna laugh at this. AM, do you want Byron Robinson? I had to say that.
Oh, dude, I don't mind, but I think we can trade back just a little bit.
He didn't understand it. It's Bijan, not Byron. But hey, anything you guys got to say before we wrap it up? Hey, I already got you.
Not much, man. I love getting on here with you guys. I know I missed a few, but it's always a blast to hop on and chat Eagles. And it's Christmas, man. It's crazy. And happy holidays for all NFL fans for the draft coming up next week. I mean, I can't wait. I know we're all excited.
I'm excited for the playoffs right now. The Sixers are 2-0.
I know, right? Oh, dude,
No.
I'm just bringing up the stats. Look what Tyrese Maxey did.
It's Tyrese Maxey.
He didn't have a single assist.
Yeah, he did.
Joel Embiid, 20 points. Harris, 20 points. Look at that, 19 rebounds on Joel Embiid. But 33 points with Tyrese Maxey.
What the hell?
Spark plug, man. He's a spark plug scorer. He's been getting it done from him. But James Harden, 38 minutes and 8 points. Ew, God, what an ugly
He
line.
played terrible.
I mean, but that's the ebb and flow of the Sixers.
He will be the Sixers. Okay. Get past Milwaukee first.
Yeah, well, they play tonight, don't they? Yeah.
There's a lot of games tonight. There's a lot.
Three,
The Celtics and Hawks are on right
Suns
now.
and Clippers.
Suns and Clippers. Knicks and
You know
Knicks
what?
and Cavs.
Oh, yeah, the Knicks and the Cavs.
That's a great series
man.
too. You know what? The Sixers season comes down to next round. This round is a walk.
Yeah.
I said it on Twitter like all last night. I mean, they're so much better.
They need to win it in 4. They
Oh, yeah.
got to get that break. Like
Clean sweep.
Boston, though, you know Boston's going to get a break.
Boston's gonna be tough, man. I'm thinking about going to one of those games next round, but it's gonna be intense. And
A lot of my friends
go.
went to
I'll be
last
honest with you. I would love to go to Wells Fargo, but not only that, but watch them also in Boston. I
Yeah.
want to go to that stadium. I don't know why.
Garden.
Yeah.
Well,
That
my
means-
team
About
got
that Boston
eliminated by
thing. Just to
the
sit around all these Boston assholes and be like, fuck you.
Yeah.
Oh
My
man,
team got wiped.
Randy, I
My
gotta
team
show
got
you the
wiped by
one.
the Bulls.
I gotta show you the Vince Carter jersey I have. It's like the black and gold, like the Drake October's very own colors. I got it
Oh,
off
the
that.
OVO one. The
I have
OVO.
the Raptor, the Vince Carter. It's that same jersey you just showed, but instead it's like black and gold. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
You have it too?
He already got it.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Oh,
too.
nice.
Yeah, I'll show it to you next stream. I have that's one of my favorite jerseys, that Raptors pinstripe one, but that's 5X.
Oh, yeah. It's fresh as hell. But yeah, this is
Hey,
Carter
Vinny
doing
Mac.
a dunk. But I got it. It was made by Mitchell and Ness.
Yeah,
As you can tell, I'm not lying. I'm a big boy, 5XL. But yeah, man, I got it as a gift from the wifey, and I was
awesome.
I was more than tickled pink. Yeah, I was like, oh shit, and then obviously my homeboy Kobe behind me there. Rest in peace.
Yeah. Love the Raptors fans fan base, man. They're really intense. I can tell you guys really show
Oh,
up.
yeah. They wanted Joel Embiid to get hit by a truck.
I'm sure they did.
Not this guy. I didn't say that shit. That wasn't me.
Stand-up guy. But no, they're super intense. Kind of like the Milwaukee Bucks fan base where they all gather
Yes.
outside the stadium. Like I love that shit. Like
Rain or snow. It'll be like Pistons rain or snow outside, and they don't give a dang. They'll still hang
What
out.
about
Yeah.
the Sacramento Kings? They think they won the finals.
They got
I
a
don't know,
crazy
man. I
fan
think
base. I underestimated them. I watched them and I knew they were good, but I was like, oh, Warriors have the experience. I'm a huge Steph Curry fan, so I was a little biased there. And they're balling, man. They're playing hard, and they at home they're going to be a tough team to beat. Really tough team to beat for anybody in the West.
Wednesdays we do the pick and roll podcast. Check it out because your boy right here picked the Kings to beat them in 6. So I'm looking Gucci right now.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. On that note, thank you everyone for stopping by. It was a great show. Shout out to Joey Chase for being chat again.
Yes.
Thank you.
Next week is
Halftime.
K from Swoop Boys. We're gonna do a mock draft. Yes, Terminator. And guys, make sure you like, subscribe, and appreciate everyone watching. And we out. Peace.